everybody, we're here at the Van Show talking to my friend Candace Fleming. Say hi, Candace.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Van.
Now, I don't usually start the shows like this, but I want to do something special for you.
Okay.
And I want to start off by saying cornucopia.
It's a good word, isn't it?
It's a great word. I know it. I read
word.
that it's your favorite word. Is that right?
It is my favorite word. Tastes good in your mouth.
It
feels
does.
good on your ears.
It's a good word. It just flows right out the tongue.
Yep.
Cornucopia.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Now let's get to learning more about you. Now that we know your favorite word, we want to know a little bit about you. So where are you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
All right. Excellent. Are you south side or north side?
I am on the west side.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have 3 pets. I have a cat named Oliver. I have a big mixed breed 90-pound dog named Oxford, who is a good dog but a little ill-behaved. So his name is Oxford, but we call him Obnoxford. And I have a tarantula named Betty.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And what do you feed the tarantula?
Crickets, live crickets.
Whoa. Is it cool to watch?
It is cool.
A little morbid, maybe. But
It's cool to watch.
Now you're an author as well, I can see.
I am. Right.
And how early on did you start writing?
I started writing, as soon as I could pick up a pencil. I would write stories just for myself, just for fun. Sometimes I finished them, sometimes I didn't, but I loved to fill a piece of paper. I still love to fill a piece of paper. So I've been writing a long time.
And did you have anybody at a young age that kind of encouraged you to keep writing, that said, like, you're pretty good at this, you should keep going?
I really did. I was lucky. I had parents, first of all, that really encouraged me to write. So they would buy me a lot of notebooks, and I would fill those notebooks with stories. I had a lot of amazing teachers that would read my stories to the class or let me read the stories to the class. So I had a lot of people that helped me along the way. They encouraged me to be a writer.
That's awesome. And then at what point did you go, you know what? I'm going to be an author for a living.
You know, I came to that really late. I was going to be other things. I was going to be a teacher, and I worked in a history museum for a while. And then I had children of my own. Stayed home after I had my second son, and rediscovered children's books through them. Went to the library a lot with them, read to them, realized how much I loved them, and thought I would try to write a few of my own.
Yeah, so you brought a book with you today.
I do.
Do you want to tell us about it?
This is called Fatal Throne, and it is about 6 wives. 6 women that were married to Henry VIII, obviously not all at the same time, but all the things that happened to them. It's a really dramatic story.
I've heard that.
Do you know the rhyme about the 6 wives?
Well, it has something to do with their heads, I imagine.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived.
Whoa, that's a very morose poem.
Cool, huh?
Yeesh. And so this is
what happened to all 6 of them. Right?
And this is from the wives' perspective,
this
not
is written from the wives' perspective. Yep. So each of the queens will tell their story. Absolutely.
Wow, very cool. And what was it like to have 6 different character voices in one book?
It was, I worked on it with my friends, and that's what was really fun. So I wrote the story of one queen, but the other queens were written by 5 of my friends. And then Henry VIII is by a 6th friend. So what was really fun was that I got to work with my friends on a project together.
That's awesome. I didn't realize it was a big collaboration like that.
It was a lot of fun.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. Have you done other collaborations like that?
This is the first time I've ever done a collaboration. Absolutely.
How did you find that different from writing on your own?
What I found really fun about this is that we often think of when we're writing, we always think of writers as doing it by themselves. We're in our office, or we're at school, or we're at our desk in our own heads, and it's a lonely process, right? Yeah. But this was different. You get to actually, I guess I could call it playing with my friends, because we would joke about our characters, and we began to write to each other, email each other, using our tutor names. And then we talk and tutor speak to each other. So it was just a lot of fun. And I wasn't always alone with my story.
Wow, that kind of sounds like method acting, but it was like method writing.
It is. That's a great way to say it. It was method writing, absolutely.
Very cool. And now you brought another book with you, is that right?
I did bring another book with me. This one's called Strongheart. Wonder Dog and the Silver Screen.
Ooh.
And it's about a real dog. While it's fictionalized, it's about the first movie star dog ever. Back in the 1920s, when movies were black and white, silent. Nobody had ever had, we think of dogs now like Lassie and Rin Tin Tin, but no one had ever thought of giving a dog a movie to star in. And so Strongheart becomes that very first movie dog.
Wow, and this is historical fiction.
It is historical fiction. Strongheart was a real dog. He really was brought from Germany. He really became the #1 box office star for almost 10 years in Hollywood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Amazing.
What was his first movie called?
His very first movie was called The Silent Call.
The Silent Call.
And people thought he was the most amazing actor. Seriously, they thought he actually could act. He was like the leading actor. And he made millions of dollars. He got tons of fan mail every week, and he would sign it with his autograph. And he got a doghouse. His owners built a mansion for themselves, and in their backyard they built him a doghouse, and the doghouse was a regular-sized home. It had 3 bedrooms, a swimming pool, and a butler. And the butler's name was Alan.
And the butler worked for the dog.
Butler worked for the dog. Yeah. That's good, huh?
Did he have to learn, like, when the dog goes ruff, he wants some food, but when he goes ruff, then that means like he's tired.
And Strongheart would go and speak on the radio. He would give a radio interview, and they would actually hold him a microphone and go, "Speak, Strongheart," and he'd go, "Baroof."
Baroof.
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is that how old-timey dogs would bark?
That must have been. And in silent films, he probably just went,
Baroof. Baroof.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. That kind of
close.
sounds like a dog. That's awesome. And so you write historical fiction and just fiction, right?
I do. Historical fiction, and sometimes nonfiction.
Do you work on more than one project at a time?
I do. I usually have 3 projects at one time.
Wow.
So oftentimes I'll be working on a picture book, and then maybe a chapter book, and then maybe I'm doing some research for historical fiction or a big piece of nonfiction, something like that.
Nice. Now, before we stop talking about the book, I do want to say one more thing. This book is dedicated to a very special person.
It is. It's dedicated. Can I show?
Please.
I told you I had a dog named Oxford.
Yeah.
And so the book is dedicated to my dog Oxford.
Aww.
And this is a picture of him right in the front.
That's excellent.
It's actually dedicated to our very own Strongheart, Oxford.
Oh.
So.
As any good author would be, we've heard that you are a self-proclaimed amazing liar.
I am a self-proclaimed amazing liar.
Now, I have a game for us to play to test your skills of lying.
Okay.
It's called 2 Lies and a Truth.
2 lies and a truth.
So I want you to think of 1 truth about yourself and then 2 lies about yourself.
Okay.
And I'll try to figure out which one's the truth.
Okay.
Are you ready to play this?
I'm ready to play.
All right.
Okay. Here's my 3 facts about myself. Okay. I own 16 pairs of boots. I have a 3-legged cat. I was the arm wrestling champion of my 4th grade class.
Ooh, that's
Which one
tough.
is true?
Wow, they all sound like plausible. Well, let's see. You probably would have mentioned that your cat was 3-legged earlier. So I'm going to guess that might be a lie.
Oh, the 3-legged cat, you went with the lie?
Well, I think that might be a lie. I'm still going here. Hold on. Let's see. I think the truth is you were the arm wrestling champion in your 4th grade class.
You're right. That
Really?
is the truth. Yes.
Hot dog!
I can't believe it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.